more consistent in what happens in the first couple waves, whereas I tend to make mistakes like, oh, the tower attacked me 6 times accidentally. I'm going to really need a salve now. That kind of a thing. Pros don't make those mistakes, and he's gonna be able to get away with that. It's gonna help him clear the creep wave, kill the iron shell creeps, that kind of thing.
When they do get hit by the tower 6 times, it's because they're usually mad in their pubs and they're running down mid. But that's a whole other thing that we won't get into right now. But yeah, we have the CK pickup for the side of TSM, something a little bit different. Haven't seen a lot of this hero coming out for this region. I know that it's still one of Ektor's favorites over in South America. And they have some nice ways of, comboing with it.
Yeah, and I really like it when you're against squishy supports as well. That's where it feels good. I played it just the other day, and I was against like an AA and someone else that was like very easy to kill. You want to play against these heroes that don't have AoE stuns, that can't really stop you from killing them once you get blink and ulti. You ulti, you blink in, you reality rift them, they get one shot. That's going to happen a lot this game, probably to Io and BGod on the Scarth Mage.
All right, well, they've found themselves Moon Meander, so they'll throw out some harassment here, but not quite enough because they don't have that lockdown. Just not enough damage just yet, so. It's a lot of runes going over to the side of TSM.
Yep, the advantage they got from being a little aggressive there. Moon Meander also slightly scouted them out without dying in the first place, so that was kind of nice. Ooh, that ward's going to get killed in the mid lane. That just got placed, actually. Okay, BGod protects it. He puts a sentry down to unblock the small camp. It gets spotted by somebody, though. Looks like Dubu spotted that. So we'll see if that ward gets killed later.
Seems like we're going to have a pretty quiet start, though, here. Not huge kill potential coming out from either of these lanes, just right off the bat.
I think the most likely kills can be in the top lane. Jakiro plus CK is relatively strong damage-wise. Dragon Knight and Scarth Mage is really not that bad either. They could definitely pressure somebody down and score kills.
And it is BGod. This is one of his heroes that he's becoming more and more known for. The big one obviously being the techies, but he's impressed people on his Skywrath.
Yeah, Sky was kind of like the first one that everyone saw him for, and then when Sky got banned their next series, he picked techies instead. Everyone said like, oh, they're kind of similar heroes, but yeah, now he's played them both equally, 3 games each, and he's looked really competent in both matches, so both on both of the heroes. So definitely impressed with his playstyle so far.
Yeah, he's going to have to be very careful in his positioning, though, right? Because of the fact that they do have the reality rift ways to drag back in. You've got the ice path that has a decent range on it. And then, of course, you've got the Dark Seer, who can also chase after Infect. Tomato going deep for this. The ice path not going to connect, though, so BGod will be kept alive for the time being as Aid just continues to smack away on Tomato. That is going to force him to get some regen, whether he's getting it from his support or whatnot. Yeah, there we go. Feed the tango. No. Is he riding a mechanical? No.
It's a bird.
It looked weird in the draft.
It's like a griffin, kind of.
Yeah, but it looked like it was a mechanical one. Another couple hits here coming out from Skywrath. A little bit of a slow, followed up with a stun over onto DK, but...
BGod does have a salve going here. He's thinking about getting aggressive. It's a little low on mana, though.
Ooh, courier snipe. That's gonna hurt.
A lot of couriers dying so far, actually.
It's very dependent on being the one to feed that regen to the TA, like we said.
He does have 6 tangos right now, though, so it should be all right. At this point, 10-2 on Scourge. Saberlight's got 7 last hits. But I'm sure Saberlight's played this matchup a lot. He's level 30 on this hero, so this is going to be one of his offlane staples. He's definitely known as a bit of a pub spammer as well, so I'm not too surprised to see him have so many heroes with high ranks.
It's going to hurt losing those boots, though, on the courier.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see them do some stacking. I think that that's going to be pretty important for both of these cores over on the side of the cut, right? You've got the TA who, is going to have a little bit of difficulty in that lane, but also, Kits forced to pop the Fairy Fire. If he hadn't, I think he went down. Good vacuum back over onto Scourge and Overloom.
Unfortunately, a little missed time there. They missed some of the swashbuckle damage at the same time, but pretty much here on out, we'll probably just see them back lane, to be honest. Very easy to do this with Iron Shells. Saberlight already has his Null Talisman plus the Clarity going. Just needs another 400 gold to get Arcanes, and then he's just going to be able to do whatever he wants for the rest of the laning stage. Overlord will sap some experience leaves back on the top lane. BGod does have decent levels, decent mana pool as well. We're going to go on Tomato a bit. CK being pretty well pressured. He did get his passive a bit late at level 3, so lost out on some of that laning sustain that you normally get from CK, just from slapping creeps and getting last hits. But he had more kill potential, so the fact that BGod did not die is one thing that's helping them contest last hits there and keep Aid in a good spot.
Yeah. Again, would like to see perhaps some stacking occurring. They do have to be careful. They do have their own heroes that can take that away from the side of the cut. But I feel like with this top lane, it is a bit scary, right? Because they do have, you know, multiple stuns and ways to lock down Aid. But I think that they should be able to make some of these rotations to kind of get these stacks. What do you think? Yeah,
they definitely can. But the thing is, if he leaves the lane, I think they're just worried about Dragon Knight getting bullied out of lane right now. Because even if he doesn't get killed, he's certainly not going to be able to get as many last hits. He's not going to be able to stun, contest range creeps, that kind of thing. So even in this moment here, as soon as the support leaves, Dubu moves up and dual breaths him and puts some pressure in. Something that becomes a little obnoxious to deal with. Tomato is going to have his treads finished now, which is going to be really good. Much more damage for him.
Scourge having a better time, though, here in this bottom lane, sitting currently 29 and 5 CS. A little bit nicer than when he was playing Bloodseeker, was having a lot of difficulty approaching the waves.
He's only got to play against 2 heroes this time, though. So.
That is true. I mean, Dubu did eventually go top, but...
He did. But the first, the lane matchup disadvantage at the start is definitely tough. Huskar going for boots plus damage was good, too. Brawl being very aggressive here. Haven't seen somebody pop this between the tier 2 in a while. And he's just doing this basically to offset the catapult. He knows he can kill the enemy catapult. This keeps his catapult and his full creep wave on the tower. And you will see a glyph here, but this tower is really dangerous, especially with Moon rotating over as well. BGod moves to try to offset it a bit. He could cast spells to kill some of these lane creeps maybe, but...
Kits is coming back in now. He's got the drag back. Has to be careful, though. That's a lot of damage with that exorcism being up. Overlum also in position, though. So they'll force Bryle away from the tower. You can see that Jakiro has also rotated. Moonmeander's still here as well. Not going to be able to quite land over on the swashbuckle. Overlum giving us some clicks to Dubu. See that ice path coming in. BGod continuing to try to put out damage. Kits considering following up, but he's going to just back off. We don't have the level 6 quite online for the Storm. I think if we had the 6, perhaps he makes that jump.
Yeah, most likely. So him being a little under-leveled against the DP matchup is certainly part of that, but he's still farming well. 32 and 6 versus 34 and 10. Net worth is significantly lower, though. Holy crap, Kits is very far behind, actually. It's 1,800 net worth versus the 28 for Bryle. Oof. So Bryle is dominating. That must mean Storm did a lot of jungling to catch up some of these last hits.
Overlum taking a bit of harass, but does have the tether up. We'll rejoin here with Scourge, and Saberlight needing to be careful. Another hit, that's going to be our first blood. So they did drop the wall down here too, so this lane going a lot better here for Scourge this time around. Swashbuckle away, coming out from Moon, but...
What a huge moment. Look at the net worth now. TA's way up ahead. That was the first blood going to the enemy carry. Not what you want. I didn't see the start of that, but yeah. Big one there for Scourge. Good for him.
Yeah. Or Overlum is never going to have a courier this game, it seems. It's the second time it's died.
It's fine. He's just here to heal his teammates. That's all you need. Stabilizes them a little bit. In the meantime, Aid is still pushing up the off lane bit by bit. Tomato doing the same. Very similar items on the 2 heroes. Treads Wand basically into their follow-ups. Tomato's going to go for Armlet and Soul Ring, as expected. Soul Ring on Dragon Knight, and then Tower Pressure most likely. They have been committing a lot of support resources to try to slow down the mid push. Death Prophet's got Exorcism, and he's making a rotation with this Invis.
Ooh, that's a really nice swashbuckle, but the ball lightning coming up the drag back, though, as they have Saberlight over on the side. The Crypt Swarm, the Exorcism, it's doing so much, but can they finish up? Yeah, they'll finish up Overlord. Scourge McDuck is not looking healthy. He will fall. Silence being applied over to Brawl. They need more damage. And I think BGod might just fall here if they're not careful.
He wants to go in, but he's playing it really safe.
Top lane, Aid is getting jumped on. He's gonna have to teleport away. Looks like BGod is gonna survive the Exorcism onslaught. But they're probably, oh no, they're backing off completely now.
Let's see how much Brawl gets healed from this. Plenty. Oh, that was really nice. All right. So he gets to continue pressuring. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get the double kill, but still looked, or the triple kill, excuse me. Would have loved to also get BGod, but BGod level 5 now, 3 points in Arcane Bolt. It's been a while since we saw people actually max this out. primarily, but the other skills are pretty solid 1-point wonders right now. So not the biggest surprise. Make it a little easier for him to farm. But he's slightly underleveled. Hasn't actually participated in a successful kill yet. Which is usually one of those things when you play gank heroes. Like getting 1 kill or 2 is going to change the whole game. But man, look at this pot of gold.
Pot of gold in terms of those bounties sitting there, and also the fact that they just leave it there. Hello? Well, they found themselves someone that they can murder, so I guess that's appropriate.
It's kind of wacky, but yeah, he's like, I'm saving those for later. No one will take them. I'm so confident. Like, it made sense to rotate mid, right? But now he's like, do I hit the tower or do I get the bounties? Definitely get the bounties. Hurry, rush for the bounties.
He had the arcane rune too, so it was nice. Yeah, look at all that gold.
Off screen and on screen. Oh, feels good.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, that's a lot of mana to fill him back up and keep him on the map, so definitely worth abusing this a bit. Didn't Cap like review one of Slax's, like right when Slax was first getting started, he submitted a casting video. I think Join Dota did a thing, and there was just like one part where I just remember Slax was like cha-ching there because there's the money, baby, or something, and Cap was just like, please don't ever cast. Oh, in the top lane though, they are going to find themselves a quick pick off over on Aid, or sorry, not Aid, over onto Dubu. So finding that opening, putting some pressure on the tower with the dragon form. Seems pretty good here for the cut. Kiss just like knows where people are. Like he jumped on Jakir there like he had vision during nighttime. It's pretty interesting. Nicely done, and that kill makes it so much easier. If you have to spend time diving behind tower, it allows your team to teleport in and actually respond to that. But instead, he gets to walk away, continue jungling, and he is the Io pairing now. Just lots of mana between these two. The Soul Ring on Io is basically what fuels this. It was something abused very heavily during regional finals before it got nerfed. But Brawl, or Kits as well, going triple null plus fairy trinket.
Good ice path, silence with the swashbuckle. Overlord trying his best. It's going to go for the reload out with Kits. So it's going to make sure that the Storm Spirit is going to be survivable and is going to separate. It looks like we will most likely see this Io falling. I don't think there's anyone to go and grab onto. I'm sure they're getting ready with the silence so he can't tether. So he's the sacrifice.
The reason he reloaded, because it looked very likely that Pango would ulti there with the aggression they had, but Pango wasn't quite 6 yet. So made sense to relocate in that sense if you weren't looking or checking the levels quite as quickly. So just one of those like gut things, and no matter what, Storm is back on the map a little bit faster because of it.
And already another smoke coming out from the side of TSM. So cross the river, let's see if there's anybody over in that triangle. They know that's where TA would like to be, but Scourge trying to dive away here a little bit, trying to be a little less predictable, and they do have B-God nearby. So might actually initiate on him. No? Alright, that looks like they'll back off.
It's hard. If it's like CK here, then they would, right? Because they're going to pull him out of position, do a lot of physical damage. He'll die quickly. But if you have to use magic nukes to kill Skywrath Mage, it doesn't feel nearly as good. His raw HP is really solid, and he's got the same magic resistance as everybody else, but his weakness is physical damage.
Saberlight and Kits doing a little bit of fighting here, and Kits knowing that the Io's going to back him up. He's more than happy to take that fight, as he did even drop the wall, so that's got to feel pretty good for the cut. Don't have to worry about that ultimate. Silence does connect over here onto Storm. Overlord trying to just get a little bit of distance. Ball Lightning, man, they know their angles very well here, but Overlord not looking too good as they go. They drop the Mystic Flare. They've already lost the Io, though B-God, he has been left high and dry. They do pop the Exorcism on Bryle to make sure that they get that.
I mean, that was very important. They defended the Arcane Rune there. Don't let Storm Spirit pick that one up. He'd get to do some crazy stuff on the map, and this is the pressure that we expect from TSM. They know when to be aggressive. Tomato's still slapping creeps. The only person that's struggling a little bit is Saberlight, but with that said, he's only died twice. And kind of interestingly, he went straight for Arcane Double Null Wand with Raindrop, and now he bought Blink Dagger so that he can actually set up really nice vacuum wall combos to make their initiation better. Because keep in mind, until they get Blink on CK, they will have some trouble with this aspect of it.
That is true. 3-man smoke coming out from the side of the cut. So they have the Blink Dagger online now for 8, so they're hoping perhaps they can find some sort of a straggler, but most of the side of TSM, they're hanging out together over on their side of the woods. They're gonna have to approach this carefully.
Hopefully for their sake, their smoke does not break at a bad spot. They're thinking about putting a ward up here. It's a little scary because if your opponents have ward and sentry, they'll see it. It does end up getting scanned though. Ooh.
Immediately the blink forward. They're going to try to just blow Moon Meander. They'll be able to find the silence. They're coming into play. Overlum joining back up. They'll drop the wall. Aid getting Experience siphoned over on the back lines. Moon Meander does come right back in. Again, this Dragon Knight, though, will fall to Bryle, as now they're trying to stay to their side of the wall. The Rolling Thunder does come through. They just picked up the Desolator for Scourge. He'd like to get something out of this here, but he's just taking too much damage as Tomato gets himself an just a full double kill, and now B-God running for his life, flapping those little Skywrath wings. He can't escape.
All right, they got to start things off nicely, but Moon Meander just buys back. It's only like 400 gold at this point in the game, and this is the nice thing about support Pangolier is that nobody's really that tanky in the sense that as long as he activates his Rolling Boulder, he's a menace. He rolls in, he disrupts the team fight that allows his team to catch up. They land disables on Scourge McDuck, and even though he's a strong TA, he gets shredded here. So yeah, he gets comboed very easily. They reveal the good thing they're supposed to do, but there isn't quite enough follow-up to guarantee Bryle's kill. Everybody disengages, and then Moon's like, screw it, I'm jumping in. And he cleans up DK on the left side as well. I did not see that. Dual Breath instantly shreds the refraction. In the live game, Moon Meander is going to get picked off unless...
He's flashback goes forward. Is he going to be able to hide? No, they have the vision. Wait, did he get it? Yeah, okay.
Okay. He got a little vision from Remnant through the first attack. Usually you can get the second attack off before you lose the vision, so... Good pick off there by Kith, who is, by the way, 4-0 and 2 has not died yet, is rushing BKB after his mana regen reduction or mana cost reduction items.
Some of that, of course, being attributed to Overwhelm for protecting Kits, taking him out of those dangerous situations, but
yeah,
it's fun to watch them. They've clearly done this quite a few times because of the way that they take those angles. Very seldomly does the tether actually break.
For sure.
Which is very good synergy. But Smoke is going to break. They're going to jump over onto the Death Prophet. Can they burst it down fast enough? They cannot. B-God falling pretty quickly here as the Dragon Knight is going to be next to go down. Eventually, Kits will find Bryle, but he's out of mana here. He's got to run. The drag back with the Reality Rift. They see Kits. Big hits coming out. It's going to be Saberlight who gets the final hit off. And Tomato wants some more here. He wants Scourge. Dragging him right back in, hitting him with the Chaos Bolt. And okay, in comes Overlap. Okay, they outplay him. They managed to get the kill on Tomato. It buying back, wants to get back in here, realizing that they can turn this right back around. Blinks forward. They want Saberlight. They got to go a little bit faster, though, as that trap will indeed pop, but he had the surge available.
He can't TP.
They're hunting. They want this kill, but... Ooh, no. He's going to wander by to the vision. They hear the blink. Pings come out. Nah, he's out of there. Nicely done by Saberlight.
Yeah, great turn there. And Scourge McDuck, though, great turning under the tower. Gets that meld strike off, and everything felt different. CK is a little vulnerable to physical damage, but between Soul Ring and Armlet, I would have thought he fared better, but yeah, a little too crazy diving under the tower there. And TSM gives up some ground.
A little bit of a dangerous play here coming out from Kits, but Io going to be able to just jump right in, ensure that he's nice and healthy. And okay, there's just a dead Saberlight. I guess that was quite the battle.
I have a feeling they're going to look at the replay for that one a little bit later.
Hope so.
That one looked like a tense one. Scourge just has been playing very well, I got to say. Getting these kills is super important in the moments of the game, and just imagine how different it was if Saberlight was the one getting these kills. It would be like, oh, this game feels completely over. Instead, it's like, oh, you can actually still win. You're catching up. But no defensive items yet on Saberlight. Again, he went for the Blink Dagger. He's got a Ring of Health. That's it. He did buy Shard already, though, interestingly. So I have a feeling we're going to see him punch a TA if we are able to grab the clip. But
I don't think, because we weren't looking at that part of the screen, I don't think they'll have the replay, unfortunately.
We'll see.
It's all right. We can go back into Dota TV and we can look at it later.
Possible. In 15 minutes.
Yes. All right, I have to say, the cut, they are definitely standing their ground this game. Kits has been very, very impressive, though. This is definitely one of the standout players here in NA for me recently.
Yeah, I mean, his last death looked good and bad, right? He committed, he balled all the way in to finish off the Death Prophet, who just wasn't dying enough. So that was kind of cool. But he ends up dying afterwards, losing too much mana in his jump. TSM may end up forcing Roshan. Definitely going to be capable at it. The Embrace pickup, pretty solid for Chaos Knight. More strength, magic resistance, pretty much everything he wants.
We do have the BKB available now for the Storm. It's freshly picked up, so it'll be interesting to see how these fights end up going.
I mean, there's a BKB on Braille, the Death Prophet now, so I was going to say that's the guy he wants to jump, and now he doesn't have to worry about silence, but it's harder now. I think his goal is probably Darkseer or Pango before Pango rolls. That's the person that he wants to kill. We'll see if the Cut are able to dodge this rotation, though.
Depends on the initiation, too, right? Because if you can see that DK jumping in usually immediately followed up by Bigot. In fact, they're really sticking together as a pair. Bigot and 8, hoping that they can blow up their prey very, very quickly. It is a little bit difficult. We saw that the Death Prophet didn't immediately explode. But they are now playing around Scourge as well, so
yeah, she was surprisingly tanky, actually. I was surprised that she didn't die so easily to the Sky combo, but I mean, there's not that much burst from DK, right? There will be a bit more now. He's got Fireball finally, but Fireball does help a lot, and they're going to commit to Roche. No X's, no, but never mind. There it is.
There it is. With the double damage, I think, on her, too.
We'll see if Saberlight can protect them. Oh, he goes for the punch.
Okay, all right, the drag back over onto Kits. Oh, they go right on in. They have the BKBs up and running. That Mystic Flare does a decent amount. Bryle is going to try to fight over here. 8 taking a lot of damage, though. There's just fire all over this ground. Whose fire belongs to? As 8 does fall. Begotten Overloom already down. They'll find Scourge McDuff. And then TSM going to roll their way right back into that pit.
What a fight for him. Holy crap. Good start. They jump in, get the punch on Io, get a double vacuum as well. Moon jumps in. He looked really vulnerable, but they managed to keep him alive while everybody else gets there at a good time. So they take a full fight, clear out basically everybody. Kits is the only survivor, and he's thinking about maybe jumping in, but yeah, he's going to go bottom instead. They're going to try to kill Saberlight down here. There's that clip. There's the Sky ulti doing a lot of damage to Moon, but Brawl does the typical thing that Death Prophets do. They get tanky. They stand in the middle of the enemy squad.
Spirit Siphon.
Scourge gets instantly killed, basically. He gets pulled to the right by Tomato. Stunned, blown up. And now a 4K gold advantage for TSM and an Aegis.
Like the way that the supports are playing around Kits right now. They realize that, you know, this is the guy who's going to be able to make the most plays currently. Let's stay nearby and see if anybody shows up. But they do just pick up a Lotus Orb as well now over on the Darkseer. It's going to be able to purge off any sort of silences or whatnot.
Yeah, the slow from Sky, the silence from Sky would be huge to remove. You can remove Melt Strike. You can remove Breathe Fire damage, I guess. But mainly if you're throwing, if you're getting aggressive on Moon Meander or Death Prophet or CK, slap a Lotus on that guy and he's going to be a lot more effective. The counter initiations that the Cut want to use to save their allies are just going to be way scarier because Dragon Knight doesn't want to stun himself, Sky doesn't want to silence himself. It all matters a lot.
Scourge definitely having a better game this time around. Currently the top of the net worth. This is just the Saberlight jumps up immediately. They get the punch, the lockdown Scourge, and whew.
That was so much damage.
That was indeed.
We're seeing the value of the Shard. Darkseer's like, this is why I bought this. He's like, I'm going to buy Blink, I'm going to buy Shard. I don't care if I'm tanky. I'm a ganker. Ganking Darkseer. And against a TA, it legitimately works. TA's survivability is high, but not incredibly high. But if you're pairing Ion Shell plus a stun, his Shard or his refraction is instantly broken, and that buys time for his team to follow up. So it definitely takes coordination. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this in your pubs, but impressive amount of damage.
Do get the BKB picked up for the TA now. So that's going to give her a little bit more survivability. But if they jump on her like that, it is going to be so incredibly difficult because they really just locked her down and handled her.
They did, yeah. Yeah, and CK's got Blink. A great item follow-up for this hero usually. It's got the Shard as well, so he gets some free double damage.
Ooh, again. 8 is not going to escape. There is just too many heroes, too many stuns. Down he goes.
All right.
He got him. Oh my god, did you see that damage?
I missed it, actually. Let me guess. He attacked him one time as Chaos Knight, and it hurt.
Death Prophet helped. Death Prophet helped. But Kits, ooh, all right, he's going to have to pop the BKB. He wants to finish off Dubu, so he'll be able to find it. Exo getting popped out here from Bryle. Kits having to be careful as that ball lightning is going to be able to join back up with Overloom. They'll go and they'll drop the wall, try to slow down. There's the BKB coming out. It's a decent amount of damage, but can they do enough to Bryle is the question, because these ghosts hurt, and they're just going to kite Scourge if he's not careful. Saberlight going a bit deep here. Tomato following up, but he's going to just immediately follow here. Coming out from Kits. He's out of mana, though. Has to be careful as the TPs are coming out. They'll put their attention back over to this mid tower. They'll throw down that Skywrath ulti. Does a lot of damage, but not quite enough to take out Saberlight. But they do defend.
Little over divey,
A
but
little?
just a little. CK ulti gets used as well, but it's alright. It's pretty low cooldown now, 75 seconds, so just gonna be fine here for them pressuring the map. 7k gold advantage. They're definitely, I feel like they're out executing the cut in a pretty large way, but the cut has always been doing a good job at keeping their net worth relatively close. So we're seeing them get outmaneuvered, but we're not seeing them get blown out net worth. Yep, there. You said Death Prophet helped. Basically, yeah, a little bit.
You know.
Oof. The crit.
Bam.
Yes, and that was without casting any minus armor. That's because the dang B-God's only got 2 armor. Very easy.
Commander. Spotted immediately. The stun, the silence, and Dead Moon. Oh, all right. They went in for a little bit of a reload play, but this is not looking for Overlord. He's just going to immediately get erased here as Kit's jumping in onto the backline. Tomato has very little mana left. Get a couple more clicks off. Saberlight's next to fall. Tomato sitting a bit alone here, but he still manages to find the kill on B-God as the BKB is popped on Scourge. Going to try to run away. 8 not going to be as lucky as he gets left behind by his team.
I mean, the Cuts lineup has some cool stuff about it. The Dragonite Stun plus Skywrath Mage is a really good combo. But what we saw since every major team fight is, yeah, they can kill one of the supports straightforward. But killing one of the cores, it's a lot harder. Death Prophet's moderately survivable. CK's extremely survivable. And Dubu sits in the back ready to follow up stuns. Like, it's, yeah, they kill one support, but everything that happens afterwards is looking dangerous. So hard for the Cut to win these team fights convincingly.
Well, they use a scan. They know that people are headed down to this area. You can see them near the tower. B-God sitting with Kits patiently. Gonna jump forward here from Kits. Stepping around. The BKB is out from Tomato, though. They just say, nope. No. And they'll back off as the Aegis, I believe, was reclaimed.
It's so scary for Storm. Oh,
Well, that's a nice ward there. Okay, Ice Path does connect over onto Kits, but don't know if they want to fight this. I would assume they do not.
It's 25 minutes now, by the way, so that means double null talisman bonuses for Storm. This is a pretty good timing for them. His mana costs are significantly lower than they were. But, well, outside of, like, again, these support kills, very effective, but closer they get to the next big items, gets scarier.
That's a happy Storm. Not only did we hit the 25-minute mark, he now has a regen rune and an IO. Mana for days.
Yep. Solange is well picked up, so he doesn't have to worry about disables as much. But they keep pressuring. Aether Lens on Sky to allow him to combo from a little bit safer distance-wise. That'll be nice for him. Scourge McDuck does have his BKB down to 7 seconds. It's been a little rough. Yeah, Blink Dagger as well. Going for Daedalus to help give him enough damage to deal with the CK. But on the bright side, one of the negatives is that CK kind of needs to have vision before he goes in. Let's see if one of his allies can do that for him. They are all spotted.
They're creeping forward. They jump immediately over onto the CK. Tomato's just absolutely obliterated. They'll go. They drop the wall. Couple of punches coming in here. Overlord trying to keep the Dragonite alive. Not going to be able to do it as they lose it, but they've also lost Overlord. Saberlight running away. Scourge is going to get taken down there. There's too much damage with that Exorcism, with the Rolling Thunder. Moon Meander running right into the Storm. Does have a little bit of mana left, but this is going to be very hard as they have the silence. All right, the IO comes in clutch.
All right.
Yeah, that is a tip moment. Like, thank you. I love you.
Thank you for trading your life.
Goodbye, my friend. Oh, they try to go for the tether. Almost managing to fully connect with that silence, though. It's still going to be a dead IO. The Kits, though, jumping in. They'll throw out the Mystic Flare. They need a little bit more damage to take out Moon Meander. He swashbuckles up over to the ice pot, and they know exactly where he is. So they'll get themselves a trade kill. Go back in. Saberlight. Ooh, did not have a way to cancel out that TP.
It was the right jump on Storm, but he didn't know that he was going to stop halfway and teleport. So a very next level play by Saberlight to get himself safe. But yeah, great dives once again. They get some return kills. Once BKB's gone for Scourge McDuck, he looks so vulnerable. But ultimately, they started the fight in a really good way. They finally did a burst combo on a big tanky core. They found Tomato. They threw everything on him. Storm, Dragonite, and TA. They get vacuum walled, which hurt them quite a lot. A lot of fire stuff going on. Hard to see what's happening. But they ran down Scourge.
There's Fireball. Whose fire is who?
It was a lot.
Whose fire is it anyways? This is right here, that one roll, but in comes the IO.
It just looked like he teleported out.
Yeah. All right. 7K net worth lead going over to the side of TSM, but it still feels like this game could potentially go either way, depending on who gets the jump on who.
Yeah, that's usually the big thing. It was a little bit abnormal that TSM smoke broke, and then they just kind of stood there in that middle of the river. There was likely a ward spotting them. I think they just felt overly confident in survivability. But CK got blown up for sure. Very quick death on him. But maybe next time it won't happen.
I was about to say, now they have to do it again though, right? Like, you've done it once. You have to do it again.
If they've got all 3 heroes there, I think they can definitely do it again.
You have to see smoke play coming out from TSM to make their way across the river. They're bait in the storm, but he's got the BKB, the fast fingers. They're going to try to blow up Moon Meander. They'll be able to find it. And there's the follow-up. Oh, that's so much damage. They'll end up losing B-God almost instantly. Also A to fall. As now Kits is just going to have to run the heck out. Does have himself a haste rune, so he is very speedy. Look at all these ghostly ladies. They want to get their hands on Kits, but won't be able to do it as they'll turn around. They've got that exorcism freshly online. They're going to go right into the Roche pit.
I mean, Kit, again, he's making these YOLO maneuvers. He sees a hero that he wants to kill, and he launches his body at them. He even pops BKB at literally the perfect time. Not instantly, but right when he realizes, like, oh shit, there's 5 heroes here, let's not die. Pops it, dodges spells, secures the kill, but the problem is they overextended a little bit. Darkseer is able to counter-initiate, and that means other people that help commit to the kill are gonna die. So, good for Storm though, 12-1-3, can't blame him. Not his fault for starting that fight.
I mean, it's one of those situations where I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, they used all of these big cooldowns, right? This has to be something in favor of the cut, but then now they have the Aegis on Tomato too, and they're going to be playing around each other for the most part. So, would like to see them take advantage. All right, they do go for a smoke, and they are split this time, so perhaps they can make something happen. As again, Kit's jumping forward, but Tomato, all right, they just blow up Dubu. They need to do a little bit more over here with Tomato as they have the silence. Melstrike coming into play, but the follow-up, Moon Meander has already gone down here, so the stun joining, and the BKB coming out from Squirt. He's gonna try to kite, trying to stand and fight here. It's pretty difficult as Kits continues to just poke around over on the backside, but he's left alone. The silence coming out, they have a decent amount of damage over on Tomato. They need to do a little bit more. It's gonna be the trap getting popped. Kits needs just enough mana though. He's gonna be able to survive yet again as Aid finds a kill on Saberlight. Kit's really pushing the limits on this hero, and it is so fun to watch.
Yeah, and that was a situation where the cut had too many good choices, actually. CK wasn't quite visible when they jumped and killed Dubu, but they spread out pretty quickly to try to regain that. Tomato almost goes down, Storm almost dies, but stays alive just barely. The shard on Death Prophet making a big difference there. Got that extra 1 second fear after the silence.
All right. Still only about a 7K net worth lead going over to the side to TSM. Aegis is still online for Tomato, but the cut making some nice moves around the map and realizing that the team was split.
Yeah, they're doing a good job in there. Storm wants Ags next. He's got it queued up. He's got the money if he wants to give up on buyback. And nope, he's changed his mind. He's going to go Shiva's instead. Also a really good choice. Again, lots of physical damage. That's going to reduce the damage that Death Prophet ulti does.
Oh, Aid? All right, look how tanky this Death Prophet is. BKB does come out, so Kits try to zip back away as Tomato joining back in. He's going to get Vortex back, though. Stunned for just a moment. Ice Path connecting over onto Overloom. He is most likely dead here as he does get pulled back in the Reality Rift.
Yeah, Storm was coming from very far, but he got there just a little bit too late, unfortunately. Death Songe on Death Prophet helping out, I'm sure.
Nice Arcane Rune here for Bryle.
It just takes a lot to kill him. That's the thing that's really hurting them.
He's just so tanky.
It takes like 3 heroes to kill any of the cores on the TSM side, and once they pop BKB, the rest of the fight just feels way too hard that they just have to run for the hills. So their coordination has to be insanely good, but also they have so many other things to do. They got to split push, they got to control side lanes.
That's a bit of a deep dive here as immediately Moon Meander gets punished.
So good.
There it is, the toxicity.
Moon's just like, yeah, I guess, you know. Maybe a little overzealous, but the smoke play coming out, realizing they do not have Moon Meander. Aid. All right, Tomato. Aid. Okay, there it is. There's the Dragon Tail. Nice Ice Path coming out from Dubu, though, to try to protect a little bit longer, but the silence, they have the burst damage. All right, that is the Aegis, as you can see Kits jumping onto the back lines. They've got the BKB over onto Aid. Kit's just going to zip away. The follow-up, though, Tomato over on the back. He has himself overload. They'll end up losing Dubu. V-God is trying to run away, does get silenced. Kit's zipping around back and forth. Again, really knowing these limits. as they almost managed to finish off Brile. Scourge, he wants this, but so tanky. It doesn't matter. Aid will fall. These Spirit Siphons just keeping Brile alive. The Signs drag back. That Refraction is not going to do anything for Scourge, not with the damage coming out.
Man, the game feels so hard for Scourge here. Not only against Darkster, but also the CK. It's like
Saberlight.
He's just jungling B-God here. He actually can't just teleport because this guy's just going to punch him.
I know, Luz just keeps dropping the nukes, forces out the BKB. All right.
Okay. That was a funny fight. Oh, Kit's actually going in.
Okay, all right. Going in and he gets himself Tomato. You know, we talk about B-God. This is K-God right here, right now.
Dude, he's really good. Kits is really good, guys. Like,
yeah, this is awesome.
He is legitimately really good. I love the Shiva pickup. Lowers the attack speed of the CK, gives him AoE damage. Attack speed reduction in AoE is huge against CK, usually on a lot of illusion heroes, unless you're like an Agi hero, of course. You don't get that much attack speed built into your kit normally. You buy strength items, damage, and HP. So being able to reduce her attack speed is huge. Here's how that fight started. No Mystic Flare here, so they couldn't quite get him super low to start, but just jumping backline with Shivas as well gives them so much teamfight control, and he again gets pretty close to dying with the Fear, but he's able to disengage, re-engage, they clean up Dubu, and then CK comes in, does whatever he wants, kills those supports. His Aegis did get burned here. They almost killed Brile, really close here. Scourge must have to blink to the left side, get a little safety, but here's the issue, he just gets run down. So tough against the illusions. Overall main physical damage. T has always struggled against illusion heroes, and we're seeing it here too.
Moment of calm after the crazy fights that have occurred, and TA still keeping up in terms of the net worth, but the survivability definitely very... Look at this guy, is just insane. Just zips on in, pokes the BKB. Isn't going to be able to quite land that Mystic Flare as BKBs are getting popped, Lotuses are getting dropped. Oh, what a beautiful vacuum walk up into the ice path. Oh my goodness, Saberlight gets himself a double kill. It's a triple kill, and yeah, tip that man. What a play.
So beautiful watching teams execute combos like that, just fully trusting each other. I mean, in some ways, Moonmander's like, whatever, I'm going to catch one of these guys. Instead, it ends up being all three on top of the wall. Look at this chase. They're like, let's catch them. Oh my God, blinks into it. Oh, that was beautiful.
It's like playing pinball.
What a team fight. Kit's trying to slow things down by doing a ball through the creep wave and back. But they're able, they do end up getting the racks.
They're moving their way over. Oh, they Scourge immediately hexed up, Silence, Spirit Siphon, Spirit Vesseled, everything. He was just trying to hang out in his own jungle, man.
They suspected where he was. I guess they saw him running right earlier or something, but it's so tough when they pressure him so hard. But I gotta say, the cut, I feel like this game is becoming one-sided, but the cut is genuinely challenging TSM, and it's a great showing for them so far. Not over yet, though.
Might be over for Overloam here. All right, again, Kit's jumping over to the back line. Once first down, Dubu should be able to, as Overloam stays a little bit longer. BKB over, and Kit has to be careful. It's going to be wearing off very shortly. Saberlight really popping his own BKB. A nice hit and run, but they really need this TA to be a part of these fights, and that's going full on force.
Hey, getting a kill in the meantime isn't the worst, though. Dubu using his Force Staff so far very well in the last couple fights to save whoever gets Mystic Flared, but that time he was the target, and it was a little different.
What can you do?
Pudding pop, exactly. Level 25 now for Storm, so he gets the 2x Overload attack bounce, which is even more AoE, better, even easier for him to clear CK illusions or pressure the enemy squad.
What is the actual significance of pudding pop? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Voice actor just decided
Sounds
it
nice.
sounded. Yeah, I was about to say. It's like, it seems like something this guy would say back when he was a rotund spirit, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's true. No longer. His dimensions are much better now.
Yeah, he's been working out, you know, going on some walks after dinner. It's good for you.
Really like Brile's build. This Hex after Kaya Sange, Aeon Disc to protect himself from getting chain comboed. There are not a lot of vulnerabilities on the TSM, FTX side. If Death Prophet's in the front right now.
The Brow's just so tanky when he gets that Spirit Siphon off, and he has the shard on top of it. Kits? Gonna get punished here? Nah, zips back in, drags back. There's Lotus, though, coming into play. As he continues to get a couple of these hits, but again, they have the BKB, the punch over onto Storm. Is this gonna be finally a death? A second death over onto Kids Overlook. Trying to keep him alive. He's gonna try. Oh, he manages to take him out. Tomato, though, sitting a bit low. Trying to fight over here. Can they do enough damage, though? Can they take him out? They'll take down B-God. There's another Lotus buyback coming out. B-God joining right back in. You can see over on the side, the Hex is out, and they'll be able to take down Scourge. Kids, though, leaping around, is trying to just burst down Tomato. By God, he's gonna be able to do the buybacks coming out, though. They are not happy about this as they finally take down Kids. That's a 10 times kill streak removed, and the chase is on. Look at Saberlight. He wants to try to grab them, turn around the stun. The Moon Meander following up, though, with the Mystic Flare. It does so much damage, and there's going to be the buyback coming out from Kids as he jumps over onto the back line. Moon Meander sitting so very low as Aid will fall. And he's still alive as Kids poke and getting an ultra kill. They want Bryle. He is a tanky boy. He's got a BKB. Do they have anything to be able to cancel it out? The side? No. All right, Bryle making it out. Moon Meander, he has been allowed to stay alive for quite some time. Has that blink, though. Looks like he is going to survive with barely. Oh, no, Kids, he really wants it. Just doesn't have enough mana to make that long-range jump. But you know what? The Roche is up. They got themselves a kill on Tomato. He's not got buyback. There's no buyback over on the Darkseer. Things are turning around despite a 21k net worth lead for TSM.
They are, surprisingly. I mean, a lot of buybacks were used there, but they do come out net worth positive, earning about 2,000 plus the Roshan. Plus they get a free Ags, which is pretty amazing for Storm Spirit. He's happy to grab that one. That's a big amplifier in terms of his net worth once he finally consumes it.
I mean, how often does he just run into literally everyone? Like, having that Electric Vortex buff is going to be nice. He does need to, he does need to actually consume, though.
He does.
Meander, a couple clicks coming out. He's just going to back off. He'll be able to finally take this mid tower as soon as the fortification is over. Kids does have to be careful, though. He did buy back in that last fight.
I'm not sure why he has not eaten it yet, but it doesn't look like it's giving him his bonus until he sticks that inside his mouth. But he'll get there eventually. I just host it doesn't like cost him like a team fight.
Oh, please God, yeah, that would be the worst.
Like he jumps into 5 heroes, and he just stuns one.
And he's like, wait a minute, oh my God, I didn't eat it. Oh no, everyone's gonna see. They're all gonna make fun of me.
Once he gets a little bit more net worth, and he's like, man, I need more item space, then he'll figure it out. It's like, man, you could have an extra null talisman in there right now. Okay,
thank God.
Now he maybe made a mistake, because he actually did just sell a null talisman, but it's okay. He's about to get a Lincoln Sphere anyways. That'll help offset a lot of big disables. Either a Spirit Siphon, a Hex, a stun from Chaos Knight. These are some of the things that forced him to fight in that last mid engagement where he's like, I don't want a BKB. The stun comes, he's like, all right, BKB and I'm going in, because I'm not just going to BKB and run away. That's not Kits, dude. That's not Kits' brand.
It is not. Smoke over on the side. TSM, they're hunting. They can see Aid possibly over here. They saw that the wave was super pushed out, but no. He is going to be able to just walk away here. Tomato's still in the mid lane. They're a little bit split up. They do spot the ward, so they could potentially try to make a jump here. But no one else really showing too much over on the side of TSM, so perhaps they're going to play it a little bit safer.
That Satanic for Tomato was huge in that mid fight as well. Absolutely kept his survivability up, made the cut overcommit a little bit. Looked like TSM FTX was going to crush that fight, but those buybacks really did enough for the cut. And they bought out on Storm. He's bought back in the last fight anyway, so Lincoln's is up. Maybe they jump on Bryle.
There's a zip. Over onto the back lines, a drag forward, over onto multiple. Look at the damage coming out. Moon Meander, he falls. Saberlight sitting so very low. Kids will be able to find the opening. He's got to be careful with that BKB. He does have the Eye Overload, keeping him alive. Zipping back around, and there's so many chasing after Kids trying to find this opening, but they have the stun. They've got the BKB over on Tomato. Buyback coming out from Overloam. He wants to get back in. Kids waiting patiently over here, but he sees himself a Tomato. And now Tomato, is he just going to fall to Kids? No, he's actually going to survive. Very, very close, though. Glimmer Cape coming into play as Aid drops that fireball, but Bryle, he does so much damage with this exorcism. Chases on over onto Overloam. They get the silence. He just fought back. He doesn't want to fall here, but he is going to fall to Bryle. It is a double kill.
Man, if he could have killed TK, that would have been huge, but
so close.
Yeah, very close. Just playing the margins well. BKB usages for TSM FTX were so good, though. Great jump. They caught the Darkseer, they caught the Pango, they forced a bad reaction from TSM FTX, but then the cores got aggressive and they popped BKB right when they needed to. Especially if they alternate them, it just makes it harder for Storm to feel really useful going in. But he jumps in with the backline, the Shivas, pulls them two together. Gets a nice stun. Great combo there from Skywrath Mage to get him low. He cleans him up. At half HP, Bigot's going to die on the north side, but here's where he wants to commit to these guys. His pull was up in about 2 seconds from here, and finally when it was, that's when BKB for Tomato gets popped. So he's here sitting, looking for a good opportunity. Good catch. But the nice Glimmer Cape from Dubu keeps him alive. Otherwise, 100% dead. Then Aid got a little too excited, like, let's fight! Oh no.
You admire the spirit for sure, and then Overwhelm, he overcommits over here with the silence. There's too many ghost ladies, but take a look at the. I want you to open up the graph here.
If I knew how.
I think it's F7. Look at the story this tells.
My Dota closed. Thanks. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be Alt F4, sir.
Don't tell the youngins. They don't need to know. It's very up and down. Yeah. It's a close game.
I love it though. Like I love seeing just how much the shift is going.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of deaths, or net worths rather, but
a lot of kills for these two guys. I mean, 16, 1, and 18 on Bryle. For Kits, 21, 2, and 7. Just steals kills all day. Like, get some assists, man. What are you doing? Come on. Oh, and he got a Timeless Relic as well. Excellent item. Makes his stun duration 3.6 seconds before reduction and gives him 15% more spell damage. Doing 31% spell damage right now.
Yeah, we got a full E-Blade too over on B-God as well. Like, if they get the jump.
That's good, especially against like CK.
That's some good damage.
The only problem is it's going to limit the damage the Storm does because he's not going to be able to right-click overload hits, but the amount of damage that's going to increase for Sky is huge. So 40% more damage, plus 47 from Ancient Steel. Most heroes are going to die from that. Unless they're BKB.
Unless they are indeed BKB, but right now, the cut mostly staying within their base. You see a little bit of an excursion down the bottom lane, perhaps trying to just make sure that they can keep Kits alive in case of a jump. In fact, you do see the teleport coming out, and Meander's going to make his way. Oh yeah, a lot of teleports coming down to this area. They're like, maybe we can get a pick off potentially. But Kit's hiding over here in the tree line, as are the other friends over here on the side of the cut. Yeah, they're just like, all right, we're out.
And they can't kill that guy. He's got Trickster Cloak, he's got BKB, he's got Aeon Disc. There's no way. And even for somebody like Skywrath Mage, that's not the guy that you want to go on. His magic resistance is high. He's got items to protect himself. Even killing Chaos Knight now is pretty hard. He's got Bloodthorn. That's the Mage Slayer. So he's got 20% magic resistance on his base stuff. So
they're standing on the high ground. Motto signing himself. He got that's the E-Blade coming into place. The drag back. He's going to try to make himself a little room here. His Kit's jumping on and is going to jump onto Saberlight, but the Antis will proc. A needing to be careful now. And there it is. There's the Exorcism coming out from Bryle. He's going to speed his way over. They need to drag back over onto Aiden. He's fairly tanky, but now Scourge, this is not looking good. They jump immediately over onto the TA. They have so much damage. They'll just blow them up. And there was no buyback on this TA. We've already lost B. God, this tower just absolutely melting.
He tipped him. He did use Relocate, but he must have messed up and not brought back who he expected or something. Yeah, that was the Relocate coming back.
Right.
Tried to save Scourge there, but he must have gotten silenced from Bryle or something. Bryle's like, no tether for you.
Oh, and the double Exorcism ball coming forward here. The Hex coming out, though. The follow-up from Dragon Knight. Can they keep him? No, they just blow up Kits immediately. 8 is not looking too healthy either. And, yeah. All right, Dragon Knight, he's going to try to buy back. Scourge, he's already back in the fight. More buybacks. Oh, look at that Vortex. Oh my God, look at the damage. Oh, my word. Scourge gets himself a double kill. They'll be able to lock down Kits this time around. Tomato is just going to town over here onto the Dragon Knight. They'll be able to take down that Storm. My God.
It looked like he was going to do it. It was so close.
Oh, the force step forward, though. The drag back from Tomato. He's sitting solo. Look at this damage. It's a double kill. That is a team wipe for the cut, and that is most likely going to be game.
Yo, this is a 2-0, but the cut, they own. They legit own. TSM